Hello there, everybody, and welcome to this Death Battle commentary. I am your director, Liam Swan, and with us today, we have...
Who?
Oh, Ben,
Who do
go
we
first.
have?
Who do we have?
You're supposed to introduce us, Liam.
Oh, right, I'm supposed to oh my god! Ben, we have Ben
I'm
Singer.
Ben, the voice of Wiz. Hello, I am here.
We have
I'm
Luis.
Animation director.
And, on our very first commentary, we have DJ Tiki.
Is it me? DJ?
It's you,
I don't know.
dude.
I don't know who you people are. Liam, who are you?
I don't even know some days, dude. Sometimes I wake up and I just go, what is this? Who am I?
Well,
And then
DJ was a researcher for this episode, so it's great to have you here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
think this
great to
might
be
be the
here.
first commentary you've had a researcher on, so it's definitely something I think we'll be doing more of in the future. 'Cause I
Yeah.
think this is gonna be great.
Absolutely.
Oh, I
What
love
we have today
doing this
here,
right.
Heihachi Geese. Yes, this was a very special one for you. I know you were very excited to get working on it.
Oh yes. I remember when we were doing when we were just going through what fight should we do for our 10th anniversary, and then Ben brought up Geese versus Heihachi. I was like, oh, thank God, I don't have to
Boom,
beg
this
for
one.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. This one this is one that's similar to Shadow vs. Ryuko. Has been tossed around for years.
Yeah.
We've thought about doing it several times in the past. We knew we would eventually do it, and just seemed like the right time.
It's
for
a
it.
rivalry
Also,
so special it's been acknowledged by Tekken itself.
Yeah.
Geese was slapped in there, and especially in relation to Heihachi, that was their big thing.
and so many of the team that works in Death Battle is a fan of the matchup, so it's like it was a no-brainer to include it in our 10th anniversary season.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And especially with King of Fighters 15 coming out, it makes sense.
Oh, I can't wait. It looks great.
Yeah.
I've been playing. Luis and I were playing 2002, and
God.
we had a great time.
we did not have a great time, but okay.
One of you had a great time.
I had a great time.
Well, Liam, this is your second episode to direct, correct?
Yeah, and in a row. In fact, I had two right back to back, and it's been a lot of fun. I think this one activated a lot of big video game nerd, fighting game nerd stuff in me that was fun to go over. These characters are so absolutely ridiculous and easy to write about. Like the first portion of Heihachi's intro is just me listing off fun facts about him, which are in abundance. He's a cartoon character. He's great. And I like that we're finally including one of these representatives of the PlayStation 1. I mean, not it's not the first time we have Crash and Spyro too, but he was another big face of that.
Yeah, that's the thing I like about both of these characters. It's just that they are presented in the series as being very serious, top of the line. Then their actual personality, they're just goofy as hell.
complete cartoon characters. I love this scene where Heihachi gets blown the fuck up.
I like the scene where he dies, Liam.
But he's
says.
fine.
He's fine. He's good.
Cartoon character. Well, DJ, starting from the very beginning of a Death Battle's production life, we can't start the writing or the animation or the editing or anything really without the research. Do you want to kind of go over what you did for this episode in particular?
Of course.
How you went about it?
So usually for death battles, for really any death battle for that matter, before an episode ever gets announced, us researchers already have a general idea of where the research might go, but obviously we have no idea until we delve into it. So what I
You mean
personally...
before it's assigned?
Yeah, before it's assigned. So when we go through the episodes, I usually start with preliminary notes. So I'll go through the entire series, comb through literally everything, and see okay, this is everything that we might need for this series in case we do another one in the future. And then I'll consolidate those notes. Okay, this applies to Heihachi. This applies to Geese. I personally did Geese research for this episode. So I went through all of King of
we
Fighters.
call it Geese Search specifically.
Yes, Geese search.
You don't do that.
But yeah, so I went through all of Geese's stuff, and then I would create a character sheet with all of his stuff. I like my formattings to be very organized and easy to understand. And then from there, I'll go ahead, do calculations, and I'll ask for any sort of second opinions, any notes, just in case like there's something that I do wrong. Because when we're doing numbers, like it may seem like very big to some people and like hard to understand, but all these calculations are reviewed 3-5 times over before it's ever presented.
There was a calculation for an episode we're currently working on that I was like, huh, that result is a lot bigger than I think it should be. And I checked it out, and the decimal point on one measurement was off by just 2 points, and it made the feat about 1 trillion times more powerful than it actually should have been. So that was like a really good catch that I made, and I think it just speaks to like one of the most important things of looking at calcs is like, just does it like make sense? Like just look at it and like, does that result just visually make sense? And if it does, then good. And if it doesn't, then maybe it's because there's some aspect of the science that is you're not personally accounting for, or maybe it's wrong. Like that's entirely possible. And there's definitely been times where that's happened.
Yeah, if I'm calculating a feat that's like, oh, this character dodges a bullet, but my numbers get faster than light, I'm like, something wrong happened here.
Unless he moved to the opposite end of the planet to dodge the bullet, it's probably not faster than light.
Probably.
Yeah, especially when comparing to other feats, and you know that's where scaling comes into play, because like you set up this sort of power tier in a way of where that character might fit, and then when one of the feats suddenly seems, or one of the calcs suddenly seems a little different than the rest, it's like either they're not actually part of that tier, or we messed up. We got to fix that.
I by the way, I love what Gerardo did with the end of this section. I think like the music and the way it's all put together really complement the writing and make it this really epic ending. I like watched this one specific portion like 5 times in a row because I was like, it's good.
Well, on to Geese. Geese Howard, a character who I don't know. So I'm sure some people are going to be like, who the heck is this?
And a tragedy that's the case. I know some
Exactly.
people were like, who's Terry? I'm like, what do you mean who's Terry? It's Terry. That's who.
Yeah, that's wild to me. But like, Geese was the main villain for a little bit, and then he just kind of wasn't.
Yeah. Died.
Yeah.
Once they went to King of Fighters, Geese mattered very little. In like King of Fighters proper, he's only in like 2 games really that you can play him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is there were 2 series: Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, same company, similar characters, and then it just became King of Fighters.
Yeah. Because like King of Fighters was like the Smash Bros of all the SNK properties, and then once that became really popular, and SNK's power in the video game market started to kind of dwindle a bit, that became their main focus. As much as I would love another Shock Troopers game, I'm probably not going to get one anytime soon.
I mean, they're trying to revive their properties. I mean, Samurai Shodown's a good indicator.
They knocked it out of the park with those Switch ports. They really they sold like hotcakes. Oh,
Well, we've talked about how this matchup, we've wanted to do this matchup for a while, but why these 2 characters in particular?
So they are classic video game bosses that are both leaders of these mega organizations that are they run the eponymous tournament of their fighting game series, and they're both terrible fathers. Heihachi is a god-awful father to Kazuya and turns his son into the most evil person on the planet because of it. And Geese is a terrible father to Rock Howard. So much so that Rock, that Terry Bogard, the man that killed Geese, is much more of a father to Rock than Geese is. So yeah, they're bad dads.
What I'm hearing is we should have released this around Father's Day.
Yes, we should have.
Yeah.
I saw some people in the community talking about like, oh my god, it's gonna be Geese versus Heihachi next, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, no, how is this? How did they find out? What? Oh my god! And I scrolled up and I was like, oh no, they were just talking about like, what if it came out on Father's Day? And I was like, oh, like they didn't know, it hadn't been announced yet, but they were just like, would it be funny if it came out Geese Heihachi came out on Father's Day?
Nah. We gotta throw people off.
Yeah.
See, the trick is we do the episode and we don't release it on Father's Day. It throws everybody off.
Yeah.
I love it.
We can't be predictable for this fight.
God.
Or else we'll die forever.
Yeah, you don't want to die forever.
I also want to point out the little joke we did there before. Swan Howard. Yeah.
Yeah, Swan Howard.
It was originally going to be a little more than that, and I looked at it and I was like, okay, it's a little too cringy. No, we're going to make this one light and subtle. Subtle self-reference. But yeah, that was a little improv that Chad did. That I thought was funny. Because my last name is Swan. So. Geese and I are simpatico in that way.
Oh, so you're killing Jeff's
power
now.
of being
That's what I'm hearing.
We should do
The power
me
of being a
versus
director
Geese.
is getting to his head already.
Yeah, it's corrupted me. We should do me versus Geese in an episode. Swan
Geese
versus
would
Geese.
beat
That'd
the
be-
shit out
that'd
of
be
you. What?
Well, depends on what Geese you're talking
Actually-
about. Are you talking about the
Oh,
animal?
are we talking? Yeah, we're talking about the
Actually,
animal.
I have a city level feat. I'm not even kidding. There was a death battle cast where I made some joke, and then somebody like calced it, and it came out to like city level.
Oh
So,
yeah, you cast the
it's-
researchers in the fire. Yeah, I remember that shit.
Right. Yeah. So, who knows? I actually forget exactly what the exact number is. All right. This is a bit.
Bit is over.
In case anybody's concerned.
Yeah.
Oh hey, satellite lasers. Oh, 1.72 megatons of TNT. Whoa, dude.
Whoa.
That's like a
well,
nuke.
You know what's crazy about this fight? It's like, I think the last time we did like when was the last time we did a fighting game character in sprite form? Because I feel like that was a very long time ago.
John, Tal, Bane, and Sabrewood, actually.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, well,
Not that long ago.
I guess so. I guess I'm mostly thinking about like human characters.
Oh, Terry and
from
Ken.
fighting.
Woo.
Yeah.
Saying that werewolves aren't human people? It's awful of you.
They're not
They're
real.
people too.
They're not real.
I know the last time we've used a King of Fighters character was Terry and Ken, but that was season 3.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. I was
How
still a
appropriate.
freelancer during that.
Either
time.
way, fighting game characters are a classic go-to for sprite fights.
Heck yeah.
So.
They're perfect.
Even then, it
Yeah,
used
the-
to be like a classic thing death battle we used to always go to. Is just fighting game characters.
I think the great thing about fighting game characters is that like when we do those kind of fights, most of like the work is done for us. You know what I mean? Like we have
Right,
the sprites
exactly.
and all the moves and everything all like sorted out, and we just kind of focus on just making the fight look cool as fuck. So
Yeah.
Speaking of cool as fuck, oh my god, I watched this animation like 6 different times. You guys did so good on this.
Isn't this cool?
here's
Gotta have the
a
sliding doors.
Here's an interesting fact about the intro for Geese. We actually did not have the sprites for the actual intro. We had to find gameplay for his intro and then ripped it from the gameplay itself. So
Really? You would think
Yeah, 'cause-
that something as iconic as his intro would be like just out there, but it's not.
yeah, we really were like just like in awe, just the idea that wasn't anywhere on the internet.
I love this fight.
Yeah.
Because it's helped out by the fact that the sprites are so high quality, and the movements are so fluid. Like there's a moment coming up soon where Geese lifts him up and like it's Rashomon is what the move is. And
Yeah.
It looks so pretty. It's so good.
I think the one thing I really like about this, because me and the other researcher for this, Felicia, when we were discussing the script for this fight, we said, okay, we definitely need a Japanese voice actor for Heihachi, because
100%.
such a big part of Tekken is that they actually get their native voice actors to voice in their own language. And
Yeah.
like the world aspect of Tekken is so big, so I was like, it wouldn't make sense for an English voice actor. It would be usable, but it'd be so
Yeah.
much cooler.
I can barely even imagine what an English Heihachi would be like. Oh, here we go. Here's the Evo moment 37 that we all love.
Snap.
Oh God.
There it
It's
is.
so cool.
Yeah. It was so.
Weren't
great.
we?
believe that was
Weren't you
an
like thinking about?
improvisation, too.
Yeah, it was so cool. What were you thinking about? When we were thinking about like naming for the track, basically you were thinking about having like an Evo moment in the track
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
moment
DJ
37.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, the epic moment.
Here it is. Okay, I need to talk about this.
Yes, I knew. If you weren't, I was going to.
I need to talk about this. So basically, Zack has been like animating his shots. Like like when we are doing animation for these fights, we don't have the actual background for them while they're animating. And Zack has been using stock images for their fights, and that shot where he's falling down is actually like the stock image that he used was actually like a toilet bowl, and he just fell into it, and it's the funniest shit ever. I couldn't.
Can I just point out how
go
incredible that Geese death, that melting death was.
Oh, it's
Luis.
so good. Every time you hand draw a death, it's always great.
I just feel like it's funny because like I did that in like literally like a day. I did that entire animation. I think it just got kind of like just gotten to the point where like I just enjoy doing hand drawn bits so much that like whenever I have the chance I can actually I actually like put up can actually do that a lot more faster than I used to.
Has there ever been a point when you or Jerky or anybody who's worked on these hand-drawn deaths have just stepped back and thought, man, this is really fucked up. Drawing a skull melting and brains like draining out of their head. And
it usually happens when when you're done and you look at it all in like together and you go,
You've had a fresh
holy
night's
shit!
sleep.
Yeah, holy shit! What the fuck did I just do?
What's wrong with me?
Yeah, basically. But it's always fun to do any hand-drawn segments and fights, and whenever we have the chance, we definitely try to go as all out as we can, based on our time and schedule and stuff like that. So, yeah, I really like how this fight came together. Like, as always, it's writing did an amazing job. They were like all really motivated from finishing Let's versus Doom. So going into this, they were like really on top of everything, and like they did like small like animations that really didn't need it to be added, but they did because they were like super into it. So yeah, I really like how everything turns out, and like if you look at all the like little tiny things that we added throughout, like some parts the headbands and stuff like that are kind of moving around. Like having secondary animations and stuff like that, so it's really cool what they did, and awesome job.
Yeah, and it's a unique environment too. We've had volcanoes in episodes before, but I don't think ever like the full fight took place around the volcano.
Oh no!
Yep.
Right, and
so that's pretty cool.
And
of course, it had to end with one of them falling to their deaths, or both of them.
It had to.
Yeah. And by the way, we know how lava works, so like it's fine. We just want to make it look cool.
Well, it's always different for these kinds of characters, right?
Yeah. We just need to make it
And what
cool,
do we have here?
Ooh.
Next episode. What could it be? You've probably been watching it for the last couple of seconds. Loop. Blake versus Mikasa.
Liam, who
Oh my gosh.
who did the writing for this, and who did the research? Huh, man.
I did the writing.
Huh, but who did the research?
Who did the
me?
research?
Ah,
I think it was you.
it was me.
I think it was you.
This
I
fight
think
it was.
it's both.
insane.
It's both the
It's
same
both of
researchers,
us.
right?
Yeah, it's both the same researchers actually from this episode. So Heihachi versus Geese, researchers also did this one. So myself and Felicia.
This fight's insane, and like I'll say this right now, it's one of my favorite 3D fights we've ever done.
Yeah.
Personally.
It looks unbelievable.
I feel like we're saying that about every episode we do this.
I mean, that's true. All the episodes are so good.
Yeah, I just feel like
All right.
I just feel like everybody's like, "Oh, you're lying." It's like, no, that's just how I feel. I can't control my feelings, man.
Well, stay
Not
tuned for
everything
Blake
can
versus
be the
Mikasa. Josh's episode is directing this episode. It's looking pretty freaking dope. He's got some really cool ideas that have made it into the fight that I'm very excited to see reactions to. Like there's some wild stuff that happens.
Heck
All right. Anyway, take us out, Liam.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching, and we will see you all later.